St. Petersburg is one of the largest and most historic cities in Russia. Many Russians see this city as the most important city of the Russian Federation after Moscow. Especially the historical texture of the city and the state buildings in the city make the city more important. During the Russia-Ukraine war, we have witnessed that this city has been on the agenda many times. Recently, the city has faced a major crisis. Airports and motorways are of a great importance for the continuity of the activities within the country, especially in times of emergency. This importance increased even more. Therefore, these areas must always be kept safe. It is also of a great importance to ensure the flow of the energy in these areas. If this cannot be ensured, there is a major security weakness. This is also the case in St. Petersburg. So what is happening in St. Petersburg? Let's take a look at the developments together. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss the daily map reports and analysis prepared by the Pioneer team. And you can also support me and my team by using the Super Thanks button located on the bottom of the video. Let's start if you're ready, the Pioneer reports. In the city of St. Petersburg, mobility emerged in the night hours recently. We reached the details of this activity thanks to the social media posts of the local people living in the region. Many Russian citizens were sharing reports that there was a power outage in St. Petersburg. Many Russian users who made statements on social media were using the following statements while sharing reports of power outage in this region. There is no electricity in the whole region. In all buildings, the lifts are standing still and there is no light, there is no water. However, the Russian authorities did not make statements regarding the power outage. Therefore, Russian sources used terms of a mysterious power outage about the power outage in question. According to the information we have obtained from local sources, the power outage in question did not only affect the settlements of the city residents. In addition to the settlements, the power was cut at the Plunged airport in St. Petersburg. After a short interruption, generators were activated and the airport was repowered. Let's put it this way. The tower at an airport is responsible for ensuring the safety of air traffic. Aircraft within the zones move with the directives of the tower. A small mistake of the tower can lead to a major disaster. Electricity is also required to ensure communication between the tower and the aircraft. If the power outage at Plunged airport had not been resolved in a short time, such a disaster would have been inevitable. However, the airport management prevented this disaster by activating the generators with the right timing. So, why was the electricity cut in St. Petersburg? Russian authorities did not make any statements on this issue. However, according to reports from local residents, an explosion occurred. Before this explosion, a rapidly moving beam of the light was seen in the sky. Allegedly, one of the transformers in the region was hit by unmanned aerial vehicles. However, there is no image confirms this, but we can only characterize it as a claim. But there is such a situation previously. Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles had traveled long distances many times and reached St. Petersburg without being caught by the Russian air defense systems. The unmanned aerial vehicles that reached here had carried out attacks that caused damage at many points in the region. Therefore, we think that the information we have obtained from local sources may be correct. In other words, the unmanned aerial vehicles may have reached St. Petersburg and hit the electricity disruption transformation in this region. In addition, it was observed that the flights were stopped or delayed at the airport in Moscow on the same day. Therefore, we can state that the possibility of an unmanned aerial vehicle attack on the region is even higher. Russian official sources remained silent in this subject. It was announced that only the power outage on Plunged airport was eliminated. There is no other explanation. Having shared the latest reports on the airport on Moscow, I think you should be aware of the following information. As you may recall, both this month and last month, the Russian capital Moscow has been subjected to several unmanned aerial vehicle attacks. Russian citizens were angry with the Russian government for not protecting the Russian capital. Many Russian citizens accused the Russian government of failing to protect the capital. In fact, they were right, because Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles flew over the distances of about 400 kilometers and struck the Russian capital. However, Russia's wanted air defense systems were unable to detect these unmanned aerial vehicles. The Russian administration took a new decision in recent days. According to this decision, the air defense systems deployed around Moscow will be repositions. In this way, the Russian administration plans to prevent unmanned aerial vehicles attacks by the Ukraine. So, will this plan will be successful? I think it is premature to talk about this at the moment, but I think the reason for this failure of the Russian air defense systems is not their positioning. The Ukrainian army has been using unmanned aerial vehicles technologies quite successfully since the beginning of the war. So, the Ukrainian army's drone operators have become quite experienced. Therefore, these operators can easily outsmart Russian air defense systems. Moreover, it turns out that the Russian air defense systems are not as successful as claimed. The Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky made a statement recently. In this statement, Zelensky used the following statement: "Attacks on Russian territory are inevitable, natural, and part of the absolutely fair process." About a month has passed since the Ukrainian leader made this statement. Within this month, we have witnessed attacks on Moscow and other Russian cities. However, there is a claim that scares the leadership of the Russian Federation. According to the allegations, the Free Russian Legion has mobilized. As you may remember, the Free Russian Legion carried out cross-border operations in Belgorod region of Russia in early June. This operation was the biggest border violation Russia faced after the Chechen War. Troops of the Legion entered the Belgorod region, capturing Russian border guards and declared sovereignty in some areas. After about 2 weeks of the operation, the Legion's troops withdrew. According to the latest reports from local sources, troops of the Free Russian Legion launched operations in Belgorod region. There are many reports claiming that gunshots were heard and explosions occurred in the Belgorod region. However, these have not yet been confirmed. The Free Russian Legion also did not make statements on the subject. However, the Free Russian Legion had previously announced that the cross-border operation would resume. So, is this operation mentioned by the Free Russian Legion? We will follow the developments. What do you think? What do you think is the cause of the power outage in Russia? Why is the Russian air defense inadequate? Do you think the transformer was hit by the Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicle? Has the Free Russian Legion launched a new operation? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about all your comments.